I first recognized that there was a spiritual battle. One summer, when I was in what is now called the Republic of Congo, I remember driving from the airport into the city of Kinshasa. And I looked around, and I'm a very visual person. I looked around and there was gray sky. Houses were partly built. They would be started and just left abandoned. So this whole place kind of looked like a war zone. And I remember thinking, oh God, I'm gonna die in this place. But God had a wonderful thing to teach me in that place. I was one of the leaders on the project in a little place called Kikwit. And the team was gonna show the Jesus film one night. And so we all went to bed the night before the Jesus film, and I was laying in bed. There's no electricity in this place. And I was laying there, and I heard drums in the distance. But they weren't like a lot of the drums I had heard when I was in places in Africa. These were definitely satanic. There was just, I knew in my heart that this was satanic. And I felt these roaches crawling all over me. And it was horrible. And so I jumped out of bed and I threw the covers off, and it was dark. I couldn't see anything. So I went back to bed, and the same thing happened again. The drums kept beating, the roaches kept crawling, but this time I had a pack of matches. So as I jumped out of bed and threw the covers off, I lit a match, and there weren't any roaches. And this went on all night. And I was praying all night. I would pray. I would sing praises to the Lord. I would ask him to take these roaches away, but I also prayed for the Jesus film because I knew that those drums were enemies of the Lord, and we were in a spiritual battle. And so as the day dawned, the drums stopped, the roaches stopped crawling, and I fell asleep for a few hours. And that night we showed the Jesus film, and we had an estimated 10,000 people at the Jesus film showing. And when the crucifixion came, that scene, it was typical in Zaire that there would be this wailing. There was this huge wailing of all of those people. And then Jesus appears at the end of the film, and the wailing stops, and they all start cheering because Jesus has appeared. And we were seeing such a harvest field. And what I saw in that whole situation was, yes, there is this spiritual battle. There is a spiritual battle going on all night that I was involved in. And that God had planned to do a great work. And the enemy didn't want that to happen. And of course, God brought all those people to the Jesus film. And I'm not saying that it was because of my prayers, because it wasn't because of my prayers. But as I was thinking about telling this story, I got a different perspective on this story. I don't even know if those roaches were from the enemy. Those roaches might have been from the Lord, keeping me up so I would pray, and so I would praise him all night. And you know, if you are in the midst of a spiritual battle, the Lord is the one who is the victor. Keep praying, keep trusting the Lord, keep walking with the Lord through the battle to see the victory at the end of the battle.